Would you please join me in the
Yes.
pledge to our great country? I pledge allegiance
Would y'all bow? Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the many blessings that you have given each and every one of us. Lord, during this Passover season, we ask that you bless the nation of Israel. Keep them safe. We've seen miracles, but we need more, Lord. Keep our brothers and sisters in Israel safe. Lord, we thank you for the spring day. We know that spring is new beginnings. And let us know that there are new beginnings out there. Lord, we ask for open ears to hear, open heart to listen. And Lord, let us do the great work that we have in store for this great state and this great county. Lord, we ask you take care of our law enforcement, keep them safe while they keep us safe. Lord, we ask this of you, and to God be the glory. Amen.
Well, that's because you used my pocket. Yours is over there.
We need to name our sockets.
Son of a bug.
That's why they're crossed.
Oh, my goodness.
Cindy, do we have a quorum?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. Yes, you do.
I'm not sure if it's a whole quorum, but anyway. Pick you one. Approval of minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve minutes from March 21st, 2024. Is that correct, Cindy? Yes, ma'am.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Daniels, second by Commissioner Ezell. Approval of minutes. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Bear with me, I'm having trouble with my computer. Anyway, proclamations.
Yeah, I think we're going to do Mr. Gill's first.
Okay, Calder, do you want to read Mr. Gill's proclamation?
Jim Gill Week. Whereas communities are built upon the commitment and dedication of the individuals within that community, and whereas one individual rarely touches the lives of so many people, particularly the youth of that community, and whereas our community was forever changed by one such individual whose lifelong commitments to Chaves County and its youth will reap rewards for years to come, and whereas James Jim Gill was born, attended school, and raised his family in Chaves County, and clearly devoted his entire life to the betterment of this community and the people who live here. And whereas Jim was devoted to agriculture and had an affinity for farming and agricultural pursuits, which ultimately led him to graduate from New Mexico State University with a bachelor's degree in agricultural engineering. And whereas, within minutes of meeting Jim Gill, a person would ascertain that he was a wealth of knowledge, a born storyteller, and a proud Aggie who generously shared his vast intellect with the folks at Eastern New Mexico University while earning his MBA from that institution. And whereas, in 1982, Jim married his future business partner, Shirley Brabham, and quickly added two more partners, Jamie and Emily, to the business plan. Together, they operated Roswell Seed Company, founded in 1898, and considered New Mexico's oldest family-owned business. And whereas, during the following decades, Jim and Shirley Gill became known as generous supporters of Roswell's young people, contributing to sports teams, dancers, cheerleaders, 4-H, FFA, and school bands. And whereas Jim generously gave of his knowledge and expertise, helping those involved in agriculture to evaluate their operations and conceive better ways of producing a better quality and quantity of goods. And whereas, through his tremendous work ethic and community involvement, he taught not only his family, but his extended family of agriculturalists, 4-H and FFA members, athletes, Girl Scouts, and other young people, not only by words, but through his actions, what it takes to be an asset of the community and to be a positive role model for others. And whereas Roswell Seed Company's motto is unmatched customer care. However, Jim Gill provided unmatched community care as well. And whereas his life has made a huge difference in our community that will last well beyond his many years of service, for these reasons, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners recognizes the lifelong dedication and accomplishments of this noble servant, especially his hard work on behalf of agriculture and youth in Chaves County. Now, therefore, the Board of Commissioners of Chaves County, New Mexico, enthusiastically proclaim April 28th through May 4th, 2024 as Jim Gill Week in Chaves County, done this 18th day of April, 2024.
Well, thank you guys so very much. He was something else.
Amen.
And this is his little grandson, Henry James. Thank you. We appreciate it. Thanks, Bill. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Okay. Dara, do you want to do our character count proclamation, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is a proclamation, Character Counts Week, Spring 2024 proclamation. Whereas young people will be the stewards of our communities, nation, and world in critical times, and the present and future well-being of our society require an involved, caring citizenry with good character, and whereas citizens about the character training of children have taken on a new sense of urgency as violence by and against youth threatens the physical and psychological well-being of the nation, and whereas more than ever, children need strong and constructive guidance from their families and their communities, including schools, youth organizations, religious institutions, and civic groups, and whereas the character of a nation is only as strong as the character of its individual citizens, and the public good benefits when young people learn that good character counts in personal relationships, in school, and in the workplace. And whereas scholars and educators agree that people do not automatically develop good character, and therefore conscientious efforts must be made by youth influencing institutions and individuals to help young people develop the essential traits and characteristics that comprise good character. And whereas character development is first and foremost an obligation of families, though efforts by faith communities, schools, and youth, civic, and human service organization also play a very important role in supporting family efforts by fostering and promoting good character. And whereas in July 1992, the Aspen Declaration was written by an eminent group of educators, youth leaders, and ethics scholars for the purpose of articulating a coherent framework for character education appropriate to a diverse and pluralistic society. And whereas the Aspen Declaration states that effective character education is based on core ethical values, which form the foundation of democratic society: trustworthiness, respect, responsibility, fairness, caring, and citizenship. And these 6 pillars of character transcend cultural, religious, and socioeconomic differences. And whereas the Aspen Declaration states that the character and conduct of our youth reflect the character and conduct of society, therefore every adult has the responsibility to teach and model the core ethical values, and every social institution has the responsibility to promote the development of good character. Now, therefore, the County of Chaves does hereby endorse the 6 pillars of character and urges all citizens to seek out opportunities to emphasize these core ethical values and model these traits of good character in an ongoing commitment to promote character development and ethical behavior in the youth of our community. Furthermore, the County of Chaves and the cities of Chaves County declare the week commencing the first Monday in May as Character Counts Week in Dexter, Hagerman, Lake Arthur, and Roswell, and call on the people of Chaves County and interested groups to embrace the 6 pillars of character and observe that week with appropriate ceremonies and activities. Dated this 18th day of April 2024, Board of Chaves County Commissioners. Wait,
Leave our staff
is
alone.
that, is that practicing good character?
Great, thank you.
Thank you, guys. Drew, you and Tamara, do y'all want to get up and give us a little report? Or is it Drew's turn, Tamara? It seemed like you do all the talking most of the time.
I will make him go first, though.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, so we in full swing with 4-H. Livestock tagging starts up here in May, all over again, getting prepared for the fair season once again. So we've had quite a few steers already tagged in, but we'll have our tag-in dates May 11th, May 23rd, and then June 1st, which will be the last day to get anything tagged in for the county fairs. Yesterday we had a woody encroachment workshop. We had 17 individuals show up for that workshop to discuss kind of new ideas and paradigm shifts for how to manage for woody encroachment out on the open range. We have our state shoot for 4-H shooting sports the first weekend in May. So the 2nd through the 5th, we'll be up in Raton competing there against the rest of the counties in the state. And if anybody is interested, we did start our big fundraiser for the spring to help support our shooting sports programs and our youth, which is our spring raffle. And so if you're interested in that, see me or grab one of the 4-H youth that's competing. They should have plenty of raffle tickets with them.
Okay.
And so that's what I've got right now.
Thank you, Drew.
So as Drew said, 4-H is in full swing. So we finished up enrollment the end of last month. Last year we saw a 8% increase in enrollment. This year we saw 16% increase in enrollment. So we're almost back to our pre-COVID numbers. We've got 5 youth headed out to a leadership camp this weekend, and then Drew mentioned state shooting sports. We've got 25 youth headed that direction in a couple of weeks. Other than that, our normal monthly programming is going on, in addition to some monthly baking workshops for the kids and robotics workshops. We do start on the FCS side. We have our 4th community training coming up on May 2nd on intermittent fasting. But that is kind of what we've got going on. So any questions, we are here.
Anyone have any questions, comments? Thank you, guys. Thank you for all that you
Thank
guys do
you.
for us. Mike, Spiritu, where'd you go? There you are.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Always good to be here before you. Sorry, I'm getting over a little bit of a cold, so I apologize. If I start coughing again, it's not you, it's me. I'll give you a couple updates. Question, Mr. Chairman, you asked me is, where have I been? Or maybe that was Commissioner Perry. But recently, I've been to PB Expo, which is a parts-based expo, which is an aviation show, and these are people that provide aviation parts and supplies to companies from all over the world. Was also at the Site Selectors Guild, which is an important event for us to connect with those consultants that are driving decisions to locate projects. Excuse me. I was at just last week at Maintenance Repair Overhaul, or MRO America's show in Chicago, and I met with a lot of folks there, and I think we've got one pretty good lead, and I think we have a project as a result. They're going to be coming here for a site visit, I think, next week or the week after. It's another MRO company, and they want to do much what Aircel and Cabin and others are doing. So look forward to that, how that progresses. We're going to call it Project Stream, just so you know. But I can't tell you a whole lot because I don't know a whole lot. I met with them for about an hour last Thursday morning, and they were wanting to do a lot of different things. So we'll see. But they want to be in Roswell. I think our marketing efforts are paying off. So it's good to hear. I've also was in D.C. with Mayor Jennings, and we went and visited Senator Lujan's office. And do you know why we went there? Number one is to go get funding for RARA, the Roswell Air Races, and but also to talk about funding to help make 380 a 4-lane highway and other issues. And I think that was really important. We had a really, really good meeting with the Senator. We had 15 minutes, and his schedule kept coming into, as you've seen, if you've been, and he kept waving his schedule off, and we actually had almost an hour with him. So he felt it was really important to visit with us, and we were really grateful for his time. We've also applied for congressional directed funding, grant funding from all our, federal legislators for the Reno Air Races to help pay for some of the infrastructure needs. As you know, this past session, our legislators and the governor's office provided $3 million for RARA, and we're very excited about that. We're not the only state that's done that, by the way, but I think we have a little bit more in the pot than the others do. One other thing that's interesting was a bill that got pushed forward that included another $1 million for air shows in New Mexico, and it was really designed for RARA. So just want to share that with you. I spoke with the Cabinet Secretary for Tourism about those dollars, because that's his department, and he assures me that's pretty much earmarked for us. We'll find out the purpose and uses and all that stuff after that's available July 1st. Excuse me. As you know, we worked on the modular housing company in the bus plant. Give you an update on where that's at. Oh, I should tell you about RARA first, or I'll tell you that later. So let me talk about the modular home thing. 300 jobs over several years, and they have a contract in place with to buy the building. They have an approved contract with the city to purchase the land. They are waiting upon FAA release of the land to be able to the city to be able to them to sell the land. That's a 12-month process. I won't go into all the details and all the challenges we've had, but the bottom line is this. Waiting on the FAA approval for the release is not going to stop the project. They've already entered, or beginning to enter an interim lease for at least a year with the city and the business owner so they can continue to move forward. If they were waiting on the FAA, we would be nowhere, and we certainly don't want to see that. What's really important about that is we've already seen 2 truckloads of lumber being delivered over there to start working. So if you know folks, and anyone in the group or anyone online knows of folks that are looking for employment, here's a great opportunity. It's construction, but it's all indoors. So they've got good salaries, and they've got good benefits, and they have obviously great opportunities. I also, when I was at MRO last week, I met with all our MRO tenants out of the Air Center as well, and listened to their challenges and the things that they're looking forward to doing. One that we've been working towards is helping Dean Baldwin move towards a possible new campus at the Air Center. What does that mean? That means, because the building they're in is pretty darn old, right? Like most of them are. But Mr. Chairman, we're talking about a 4-hangar complex, about a $60 million-ish package, we think. And so when I was an MRO, I was able to link them with some of the suppliers and people they've worked with before. And Barbara Baldwin, the owner, has already sent an intent to the city on what she would like to do, what she'd like the city to do, and we'll see if we can move that forward. So it's actively moving forward. I don't know if it'll happen, but we're still moving forward. Excuse me. I also met with JLL, which is Jones, Lang, and Saul, Mr. Chairman. Who are they? They're a commercial broker. They're international. One of the things that we haven't done really well, Mike's opinion, is how we best market the Air Center to attract new development. And the link is those commercial brokers, because they're going to push the properties out there to not only their existing customers and clients, but new clients. Well, the Air Center has got such a massive amount of space that there's no reason we shouldn't be doing something differently. And this is something different. So I'm going to speak to the city about maybe how we can push towards something like that, maybe a brokerage house like JLL or someone else. But JLL in particular is pretty excited about, being a partner with us and doing that. Coincidentally, they were once a listing agent for the bus plant building. So they know Roswell. They've been here. So we have a project called Project Quinton, and I've spoken to you about it a few months ago. And to refresh your memories, it's a large aircraft museum project. It's fully funded. The individuals, through their foundation, they've already purchased 100 acres of land right on the outside corner of the Air Center. We've had a couple of meetings. They're working on engineering right now, and they plan to have very, very optimistic hopes of having one of every type of aircraft in the world in this museum. It'll be an indoor and outdoor museum, a great opportunity. Won't impact Air Center traffic, but it could help us with some of the infrastructure needs of the Air Center as well. So more to come on that. It's pretty exciting. The gentleman that I was speaking to, the CEO, founder of the company, assures me they don't need any help with anything. They just need our support in making it happen. And I know that the County Manager Williams knows all about this. And we're going to be at a meeting with maybe a couple of you the end of May. Recently, we had our annual budget for last year, our annual audit for last year conducted, and which I gave the your finance committee yesterday a copy. Our audit was a clean audit. It has been since I've been around, so no issues with our financing. We're working our budget, and I want to share with you again how much we appreciate as your EDC to be the source here in Chaves County to make great things happen. and with your financial support, we can. So thank you for that. Lastly, I'm going to quit talking because I'm going to start coughing. So I'm going to be heading to Select USA. And last year at Select USA, it's really with international companies seeking to do some work inside the United States. Last year, I garnered about 6 different leads, and nothing has transpired yet, but you never know if you don't continue to fish, right? That's what it's all about. We got to throw the hook out there and try to attract someone to consider Chaves County as their home. Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I stand for your questions.
Anyone have any questions for Mike? Mike, thank you very much. Thank you for what you do.
Thanks, sir.
Yep. Andrea, are you hiding back there?
Not trying to.
I saw.
I'm wearing a bright pink shirt.
Oh, there you go. Thank you.
Well, thank you for having me this morning, Commissioners. So we have been really busy the last few months, so I have a big update since I have not been able to be before you. In March, we did have our big annual Rise with Roswell breakfast, and it was a huge success. We had almost 200 people attend and 187 RSVPs, and we had even more than that show up. Our guest speaker was Carrie Portrell. She is a rancher outside of Missouri, and she had a really heartwarming story to tell about being in a drunk driving accident in the middle of the day. And so it was really, it was kind of heart tugs first thing in the morning, but it was also very inspiring to see her be there. And I want to say thank you to all of our sponsors that helped it, Rise with Roswell, become possible. Of course, Dairy Producers of New Mexico and XL Energy and Golden Corral, because Golden Corral gave us breakfast, and then between XL Energy and Dairy Producers, we were able to bring Carrie in and have a fantastic breakfast. So if anybody missed it, next year we're hoping to exceed the limits of what the fairground can hold for us and possibly move if we do exceed, because I know the fairgrounds can only hold about another 25 to 30 more people than we usually have at our breakfasts. One of the things that we have started since this summer is every week we are holding a luncheon to inform the community of the things that are going on within the community. That's Chaves County and the city of Roswell. If it's Tuesday, it's lunch, with the exception of the county. The first Wednesday of the month is our county lunch. And we have always invited Bill Williams to come, and he has started bringing department heads to inform the community of what is going on within the county. And I always invite our commissioners as well, if you feel like you would have something to add to the conversation. All of our lunches start at 11:30, and I try really hard to have everything wrapped up about 12:45 so everybody can be back at work by 1 o'clock. And then starting the second week of the month, if it's Tuesday, it's lunch day. We have the city on the second Tuesday of every month, followed by the sheriff's lunch the third Tuesday, and then the last Tuesday of the month is our education panel. So please come out and be a part of that. They are free and open to the public, and we've actually had some pretty decent success, and of course, depending on the month, we might have just a handful of people, and then other months we might have more, depending on what the topic is going on and what I'm hearing around the community. So those are the big things that we have been doing, and we have partnered with Luke Sanchez with his monthly publication, Roswell the Magazine, since we are no longer doing our quarterly publication, Roswell Now Magazine, and it's been a huge success to be able to work with him, with somebody that actually knows publication and printing and all of those things. So with that, I stand for questions.
Thank you, Andrew. Anyone have any questions or comments? Thank you for all you do.
I'm sure
You're
trying.
a busy person. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dina Kinman from Border Soil and Water. Thank you for coming down, Dina.
Good morning, thank you. Yes, with, of course, Dina Kinman with Border Soil and Water Conservation District, and we've had a lot going on thanks to some of the funding that came from this county. We highly appreciate it. And we've just kind of been going back to the basics of what a conservation district is and the statutory responsibility that we have, but also the authority. We can use any funding source for on the ground on any type of land, state, BLM, private. So it's a very powerful partnership that we have. We have and will continue to, and I have three grant proposals in the process to use this as matching funds. So that's also beneficial. But the grant monies that we're seeking are more for outreach and education. What I appreciate about the funding that comes from Chaves County, it can go on the ground immediately. That's very important for us. We also cooperate with the High Plains CWMA, the Cooperative Weed Management area, which reaches from Curry County to here. And so that's a large area, and we'll be partnering with Chaves SWCD as well. So our reach is going to be much larger. And you can see from the slides and the handouts, we've done a lot of education. Thinking on the way down here, when you educate people, you make them aware of the problem. Going back to our statutory responsibility as a district, we have the authority and capacity to give them an immediate solution to that problem. So this is the exciting thing in the years to come. We have a lot of long-range goals and building capacity right now. That's one of the grants that we are seeking, is to build capacity, because our district is very rural. The town of Elida is the only town in our district, and it's not a part of the district. So there's some work to be done there as well. And I will welcome any questions. I want to be concise. There's a lot to go over. That's why I thought pictures would help. And so if you want any other information on what we are doing, one thing I did want to point out, our Producers Day was very effective. We had so many government agencies and entities there. There's a list included. So people were able to come and ask BLM, NRCS, the State Land Office, what do you have available? And this was held in Elida. So our land managers could come, sign up on the spot, and get the ball rolling to collaborate and coordinate funds and get some things going on the ground. And we will continue to do those, of course, and expand that. And we're hoping to encourage attendance to these field days, because that's when they can get out there and see, but also offer CEUs, the continuing education units, for people to have that as well. And our soil infiltration demonstration was highly successful. I just wanted to point this out. This was amazing, because we had the government agencies come, NMDA, NRCS, and some other agencies. See that and it's the last slide there. In a sense, there's just a tank of water that's allowed to permeate, and there's color-safe dye added. And so they dig a pit to see how impacted the soil is, and there's infiltration. We had one landowner that offered to have a demonstration on his land, and he has been in agriculture for generations. But he was amazed how one small little weed with that long little taproot, I will call it, ushered the rainwater into the soil. And it was even the demonstration, the people who were doing the demonstration were pretty amazed at how this unpalatable grass or these weeds really are beneficial. So it opened our eyes and the eyes of the attendees to not overgraze, to leave some of this, what we look as undesirables, to leave them there. It was very, very beneficial. And we've had so many individuals and agencies come to the district and say, please, we want more education. We want to learn. And so we've been successful, and it is exciting to have that hunger. But also, again, I go back to, we have the capacity, we have the ability to get it on the ground and to give everyone an opportunity to have a solution to the problem, because we have, especially through the funding through this county, we buy herbicides, and you can see the spray tank here that was purchased for landowners to use. The herbicides were free, and they were the correct ones that they needed for specifically African rue. That's the dangerous weed that we've talked about before. So it's just exciting to be able to, yes, educate, but also offer the solution immediately. So do you have any questions?
Thank you, Dean. Anyone have any questions for Dina?
I got a quick question. I hate to put you on the spot, but
No,
those,
I appreciate questions.
those little shade balls, what is the research showing that those save in a normal stock tank as far as water evaporation?
They are fantastic. Roosevelt District has a lot of research. They had 2 tanks at the NRCS office there in Portales, and they monitored them for 3 years. And I don't have that data memorized anymore. I did a few years ago. But we have them on several of our tanks and storage tanks there in Elida, and we have really appreciated it because we have fairly weak wells where we are, and it has helped us remarkably. And then, in addition, when we do have ice, the cattle can typically knock those balls against each other, and they break the ice. So you're saving time, fuel, and just a lot of...
So where would a fella get some of those?
Roosevelt SWCD. They are, I have really appreciated those. And that's one of the things that we really want to do is offer some serious cost shares for things like that. And I did want to touch on going to our schools and telling them and educating, helping them understand that if they go to college and want to go into soil science, range health, there are jobs waiting for them. Drone technology. You probably are just as well aware as I am, herbicide applicators are few and far between in this part of the world. We really want a contract to have, because African rue needs to be sprayed twice a year for up to 10 years consistently, and there's a small window of time. So if we have contractors or drone technology and encourage these students to get into these fields, you don't have to have a college education to have an applicator's license. So that's another thing that we're really excited about. And I brought a few shade balls just as a demonstration, if you'd like to see them.
Have they tried them other than Roosevelt County, like west of that? I mean, do bears knock them out of tanks, or do you know?
I think actually it started in California.
Oh.
And my feeling, if it's okay for California, regulatory-wise, that they're very safe.
Thank you.
And they are effective.
Thank you. Commissioner Perry, anyone else?
Mr. Chairman, can I ask a
Yes.
question? Just quickly, do you have to have a public applicator's license or a private applicator's license to contract with you for spraying?
If it's on their land, and the herbicides that we are using are not regulated, so
Okay.
they don't have to particularly have that applicator's
Okay.
license.
Okay.
But we are encouraging, because you don't know what's coming down the pike. That's the point of the CEUs as well, and then offering applicator licensing there in Elida or wherever.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
Dina, thank you for coming down and presenting this and giving us an update. We know you work pretty hard, and of course, I'm from that community, so I know a lot of what they do there, and they do a lot of work with all the ranchers and farmers there. So anyway, thank you for what you do.
More to come.
Yeah, more to come.
And we're really looking forward to collaborating with the Chavis SWCD, because most of Border District is in Chavis County, so we're ramping it up.
Okay. Thank you.
Good morning.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm Jennifer Pierce with Chavis Soil and Water. And Dina and I have recently started working a lot more together, just trying to help our county as a whole versus seeing district lines. We're trying to help our county as a whole. So we're trying to do a lot more collaborating and working together. She hit on a lot of points, and I wanted to kind of come back to the shade ball thing. We do have a producer here in Chavis County who has purchased shade balls through Chavis Soil and Water Cost Share. They are reporting to us quarterly to let us know kind of what their findings are and how it's working for them. So far, because of when he put them out, he's not really been able to accurately measure the evaporation difference, but that's kind of the main purpose of them, is to limit evaporation. It also is going to help with your algae. So in a water trough, you get a lot of algae buildup because the sunlight. By blocking out that sunlight, you're cutting down your algae, which is, conserving your water. So just kind of wanted to touch back on that. At Chavis Soil and Water, we do have the Chavis CWMA, which we do get funding from Chavis County, Flood Control, the Farm and Range Fund, and then Hagerman Dexter Soil and Water actually contributes to that as well to help with our noxious weed coordinator in that program. Our noxious weed coordinator has a pretty broad area. Our district is pretty large. And if you're not familiar, soil and water districts don't follow county lines. It's kind of all over the place. So if you're ever interested, I would look that up and see kind of the vast areas that are covered. Our noxious weed coordinator is still very new. She's learning. She's been on the ground. She's got her applicator's license. She's ready to go, and she's actually, that's why she's not here. She's out spraying today, because when you have nice weather and it's not super windy, you got to get to work. So that's where she's at today. Our primary focus here in Chavis County is the African rue. I'm not sure if many of you are familiar with it. It's very detrimental to livestock. It will kill them pretty quickly. And I mean, that's kind of what our producers in this area, are worried about. An African rue root can go 20 feet into the ground, so it's really hard to get rid of it. So we work with our BLM here and coordinate locations with them, and we send people out through BLM to work on their sites, and we're covering the private landowner side. And we're working more with state land to get an MOU, a set MOU in place to be able to spray any noxious weed. African rue, Russian knapweed, Malta star thistle. I brought some pamphlets if you guys want them that have all of the ones that we really focus on. A lot of the funding that we get from Chavis County we try to put a lot of it back into education. So during the Eastern Fair here in Roswell, we have a booth all week long. We try to do conservation demonstrations. We have a lot of our noxious weed information there. This last year, we had a lot of people randomly from people from like Nebraska that were here for our fair, which I found really exciting. There was a handful of random people here, and they had no idea, what noxious weeds were. So being able to get out and talk to adults also about the dangers of noxious weeds has been really exciting. We are trying to kind of work with the Extension Agency to put on a grant writing training, both for producers and agencies, to be able to go after a lot of the funding that's out there. I'm sure you guys have heard of the Legacy Fund. Yes, I hope. The Legacy Fund, there's a lot of money coming down the pipes, and so we're trying to get some of that money and put it into the ground at Chavis County. We're also we put in a grant to do a land restoration demonstration. So I'm really hoping that will come through, and that will be open to the public to attend, should they so choose. If it's approved, it'll be on an operation west of Roswell within Chavis County. So we're hoping to kind of see how we can restore our lands. I don't think it's by complete fault of a producer that we've encountered overgrazing, where this is a rough place to ranch. I've grown up here my entire life. My whole family either farms or ranches, so it's just kind of it's a rough go, but as cliche as it sounds, we're doing our part to try to feed people on the ground. So if you guys are interested in getting that information, if we do get approved, I would love for you guys to attend. It should be a really great demonstration. And we're looking forward to hopefully getting a topo box. I don't know if you're familiar with that, a topography map where you can kind of move the sand around, and we're going to hopefully go to our schools and let the kids see how the different terrain works and see how erosion happens. So those are just some of the exciting things that we're able to do also with the funding that we get from Chaves County and our mill levy money. So, any questions?
Anyone have any questions?
I don't have a question, but I'm interested in going to your demonstrations.
Awesome, great. If we get funded, we'll let you know.
Oh, there's a hook.
There you go. Anyone else?
I forgot to mention too, I'm sure you guys have seen the crazy blowing dirt that happens usually around some of our major highways, and it causes a lot of problems. Chaves Soil and Water is really, really trying to find a solution for that. We are putting in for some grant money for something called cover crops. They're non-cash crops. So that would help some of our farmers kind of plant their corners and not have to utilize their water rights for that. Hopefully we can get it planted in a good time of year to help, you know, diminish part of that. As far as the wide range areas that are blowing out, there are some methods that we're looking into, and we're going to try to find a grant to buy the equipment for our producers to be able to utilize to try to help with some of that as well. So, yeah.
Thank you, Jenny,
You're welcome.
very much. Chuck and Jim, do you guys want to come up from BLM and give us a little report? And I appreciate you guys coming to our meeting.
Well, good morning, Chuck Schmidt. I'm the field manager for the BLM office here in Roswell, and Chaves County is definitely part of us, and 7 others. And joined here with our district manager, Jim Stovall, and the Carlsbad field office, which includes pretty much the boot heel of Chaves County, is under the purview of the district as well, and it includes Eddy and Lee County. So. Between the two of us, for the BLM, we represent 9 counties in southeastern New Mexico. So, you know, we asked to be here. We're asked to be here to discuss some road proposals. I don't really have a planned presentation for you. I definitely will stand for any questions you may have. I want to give a shout out to the conservation districts. Our relationship with them and their ability to get things done on the ground quickly is paramount to everyone's success. And Chaves County should really thank them for what they're bringing to the table. And the conservation districts, whether it's the 3 that have been represented here today, or the Carlsbad, the Upper Hondo, I mean, we just got good working relationships, and it's been just an outstanding mechanism for us to actually get projects done in a timely manner, and we're seeing very positive results of it. So I just really want to give them a shout out, and thanks for that. But with that, Jim, unless you've got some other comments, you know, I guess we're ready to stand for questions that sound like might be around some road proposals.
Okay, thank you. Do y'all have any comments on the RMP at all?
You know, on the RMP, we're still kind of in the same mode, Mr. Commissioner. What we did do is we've updated the RFD, and off of the RFD, we're getting all the air quality studies we need to have done for that, the water studies that have to be done for that. So we're getting all the studies done and updated because some of the studies were rather old, as some of you that have been around a while. It's really not a priority for the administration, or at least in our state right now, but we're going ahead and getting all the background work done.
Okay.
That's where we're at on that.
Okay. Does anyone have any questions for these guys?
I got a quick question. How's the Restore New Mexico program? Is that still in effect and still going strong?
You bet. In fact, I'm glad you asked. We're real proud here in our district that we continued pushing on that very hard, and we're looking at celebrating 2 million acres done in this district this fall.
Okay.
And so we're very, very proud of that program.
Is the state land office still participating?
Yes. Yes, state, private landowners. So we've got a lot of partners.
Great. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You bet. Nothing else?
I don't think so. Till here in a minute, we'll have to get you back up here again. But thank you. Yeah, go ahead, Chuck. Go ahead.
One further comment. Very much appreciate the leadership of the county. the subgroup that you guys have underneath you, the Chaves County Land Advisory Committee, and I get that wrong, we call it the CLUC. But we participated in that last meeting, and I think we're getting our feet underneath it. You got a strong group there, and we're happy to participate with that too. And a lot of the information that's coming out of the Carlsbad and Roswell field offices is exchanged there. So highly encourage, members of the public, that's an open meeting as well, and a lot of information is exchanged. So, yeah, just want to give that a shout out too. So thanks.
Thank you. We've got one, I'm going to make one comment here. Bill handed this to me, that this is National Telecommunicators Week, and some of the dispatch people are here. So anyway, thank you guys for what you do. I'll give you a shout out. Thank you. Okay, Alex, we'll start on our road hearing.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, Commissioners. Yes, agenda item number 1 is it's time for our 2024 Chaves County Annual Road Hearing. We're asking consideration of all 2024 road hearing requests. Having received applications for the 2024 Annual Chaves County Road Hearing, the Chaves County Commission can now hear any public input regarding the requests, road vacations, maintenance, status change, and new road requests. This is a public hearing which was properly advertised per statutory requirements. So with that, I'll stand for questions, or we can stand for public comment.
Okay, thank you. Anyone have any questions for Alex at this point? Okay, thank you. Okay, we'll go to application number 1, Carrizoso Road. Olin Borgage presented this to the county for maintenance, to resume maintenance on it, and it's 1.3 miles. So anyone here to speak in favor of this public hearing? Does the BLM have any comment on this road?
Yeah, this is a little short road. I believe it's coming off of Aztec Road.
Right.
And it primarily, so, as you can see on the map here, it's on BLM from the Aztec Road out to, I believe, that ranch house down close to the river there. We would support maintenance of it. As far as access, since it's all on BLM, it's accessible now, but we would support the request to maintain.
And Mr. Chairman, I'd like to point out that the reason the color of that road is pink on our road atlas, a purple road shows a county-maintained road. A green color would show a non-county maintained road, which we'll see here in a little while. But pink means it's a private road. And the reason that shows as a private road, in 1999, the Chaves County Board of Commissioners voted to vacate that road from Aztec Road all the way across the BLM to the private property there. So I just think that's information you should have as you discuss this.
Thank you.
And our road policy does say that in order to vacate a road, you should not have any likelihood of needing that road anytime in the future. Now, 1999 to now, that's a subjective thing. Is that a reasonable distance in the future, or is that just reopening a road you vacated? So that's one of the considerations.
Bill, I did do a little checking to see, because you told me it was 1999 when it was vacated. At that time, there was no home or anything at the end of it, and that ranch was purchased after this road was closed by the Lynch family, and they put a home down there after that. So, and I'm not for sure, because in our discussion we thought it might be the Lynch family one, but that was prior to those people. So anyway, anyone else here to speak in favor of? Anyone here to speak against? Okay. Guess we'll move on to the next application, road application 2, Sergeant Canyon. Michael, do you want to get up and talk to us about this road just a little bit? Tell us where it's at and kind of the history behind it.
Right in the southeast corner of the Boot Hill of Chaves County there. This is a long old road that kind of goes to a water well. It access on our ranch, and the topography is very rough there, probably one of the rougher spots in the county. And the road's prone to washing out. I don't know how long it's been a county road and how long it's been on the non-maintained list, but we need access in there, and I'm here seeking a solution to gain that access, whatever that might be. Might be a variance from the county on the condition. It's a 2-track road where it exists today. And, but at the end of the day, we need access. We have water well corrals and stuff like that. It also accesses a lot of public land, forest land, and BLM land above the private land that it shows there as well. So we're open for solutions. We're kind of in a corner based on the county policies and statutes as far as what we can and can't do there. And we're seeking a variance or solution of any sort. Thank you.
Okay. Michael, is that part of that, and Joe may have to answer this, is that Sergeant Canyon's part of that road maintained, or is it all non-maintained?
It's all non-maintained from Bronx Road or County Road 20, which is would be to the far right of that green line there. From there all the way on up to the road actually extends beyond what your map shows there on the forest, and the national forest is closed or whatever. There is no road beyond the BLM there anymore. There's not really a road anywhere in there for a lot of it. So, but we'd maintain it, we'd fix it, we'd do whatever, but we need your permission and whatnot. So,
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Mr. Chairman, as I noted a minute ago, anything that's colored green in our road atlas is considered a non-county maintained road. Means that the right-of-way exists and we can maintain it. I think that the road department, Joe, was kind of nodding that they have maintained it. We have the option to maintain it at any time, but it's not on a regularly scheduled maintenance thing. And so all the way from Bronx Road, the entire green area, all the way in Totero County at the forest is non-county maintained by definition, or by our definition.
Okay. Jim, do you want to get up and comment?
Yeah, Mr. Chair, this falls within the Carlsbad Field Office boundary down there in the Boot Hill District. And so we believe that we'd be willing to offer up to partner with the county here. We have some resources to try to, put this road back to where it's passable in the sorts and stuff. The recent road plan we had, Bill, that we were reviewed was 2011, I think. And so what I was picking up on in there is there may be some opportunity to at least put it up to the county minimal standards and the sorts. And we'd be willing to partner. We cannot do a long-term maintenance on it, Mr. Chair, but the first year to try to get this road back in place. Because what it would do for the BLM is it actually would open up a lot of acreage for recreationists. A lot of public resources would be open there to get access back in there for folks that like to go hunting in the sorts. And so that's kind of where we're at. We can't take on a long term, but we feel we can do something to get that put back in shape.
When you say partner, what would that be? What would that look like?
Well, I think we feel we have the resources, Mr. Chair, to kind of get the road back in shape to where it's maybe more easily maintained, but we couldn't take on a long-term maintenance with it. But we feel we can get it back in shape.
But you would actually put equipment on the ground
Yes.
to get that done?
Yes, we do. We have resources in place. We can run it through agreements, and we would actually look at hiring a local contractor to do the work.
Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'd also like to point out the gray areas are the actual private property. Everything else that you see that road going across either state or federal lands.
Yeah.
So another thing to be aware of.
Okay. How much, but you're talking, Jim, you're talking about y'all participate on the whole road or just the BLM part?
I don't know if we've thought it through that far,
Yeah.
but we would be willing to talk about it. We would.
Do we know the percentage of public BLM that it traverses across? How much of the road?
If you look on the map, I think the first 3 miles is predominantly BLM land, and then the last 5 miles. So again, that kind of whitish, grayish shading indicates public or private property, which is about 2.7 miles.
So the majority of the road?
The majority of the road
They would-
traverses open lands, yes, sir.
Might ask Joe or Alex has been there too, what the condition coming off Bronc up
Yeah.
to Mr. Bennett's property, that part of the county might
Okay.
be better concerned and like BLM do the other part. maybe.
Joe, do you have any comments? And that is one of the things that Bill's talking about go ahead.
Yeah, Joe, can you tell us, coming off of Bronc Road, going down to the private property, is that's not all a two-track, that's more of a two-lane county road, is that correct?
Correct. Once you cross the county line from Eddy County into Chaves County, that's where Sergeant Canyon begins. Just past Mr. Bennett's home, Bronc Road breaks off of Sergeant Canyon. Sergeant goes to the right in the area you guys are speaking about, and that's where it becomes non-maintained, and it's pretty rough.
Okay,
Bronc's good.
all the way from the fork where it turns green, it's,
Yes, sir, I believe so.
okay, because I personally haven't been there, so I just want to clarify. I know the portion all the way on the west end where it's really winding through, in and out of the river, I know that's really rough. It was a section from Mr. Bennett's property back to where it comes off of the county maintained, is that?
That's pretty accurate. Just past Mr. Bennett's house is where Sergeant goes to the right. And there's another port down there that Alex and I and Jim Hickman went down and looked at it, I don't know, a couple months ago. And we also looked at Bronc. Bronc's in good shape. We've got a good blade operator down there that's doing a great job. But we could only go, a mile or two on the NCM part of Sergeant Canyon. It was just too rough.
So some odd years ago, I think a gas company, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Bennett, but a gas company came in and took a little road off probably the first mile or so, and they graded that some time ago, some years ago. So that first mile is probably okay. After that, it gets a little rough. Two-track wise. I mean.
How long is it?
Is that pretty accurate?
Probably about a mile and a half.
Sir.
The gas company came in, there's actually a base, of course. It's two-track all the way from where the grade is.
Mhm.
It's eroded and things are washed out. It's pretty rough shape. The county came in, I don't know how many years ago, put county guards up through there and actually worked the road over. And we're not sure exactly when that happened, sometime last year.
I think it was 2014 was the last maintenance done on it. It was a one-time maintenance agreement of some sort, and I think that was due to the floods of 2013, 2014. So.
And that was at the time authorized by the commission as well, in 2014.
And Mr. Chairman, I want to remind too that we're doing this online, so if anybody makes more than just a yes or no comment from the audience, please come to the microphone so everyone can hear it, since it is a public hearing. I think one of the things we want to recognize is we have our county road standards in our policy, and if we were to create an MOU of some sort to provide maintenance through BLM in the county or an agreement for Mr. Bennett to work on the road, I think we might want to define exactly what we mean by the standards for the road, because it doesn't appear that road actually needs to be a 24-foot wide, 2-lane road with bar ditches all the way through. There may be portions of it that do, but I think that's one of the things that we'd want to determine and put in writing whenever we do work out something, if that's the direction you guys go.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Do you have anything you want to add?
No,
Joe?
sir.
Okay,
Does that answer your questions?
I think so.
Thank you.
And does anyone else have any questions, Michael? Yes, sir.
Chuck, and we apologize too. We won't be able to go on the road tour next week. We're going to be in Santa Fe, but we'll have some representatives from our Carlsbad field office there. And any folks you think that are good on the ground that you may need to just at least talk about things.
Okay.
We'll sure have them there.
Yeah, just one comment is, you know, if you look back through time, generally speaking, when we're talking about roads from the BLM and the county perspective, we've been on the opposite scales. And we've been talking about closing county roads and losing access. This is very refreshing, and I think we've got a pretty good partnership button here to where we can actually do some good by combining our resources and benefit the public, benefit the folks that are scratching a living out there. And it's kind of, we're set up for a potential win on this one, so very much support it. So, and we want to be part of that solution, so thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else here to speak for? Anyone here to speak against? Okay. We'll move on to the next road.
Cat Road would be number 3.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. Do you have anything you want to comment on it? I'm going to get back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We'll bring it up, but Cat Road is a request for vacation by our road department. It is all on private property, and the highlighted line there. And so it's a short piece, I think 8 miles.
Where is it at in the county?
It's off of,
It's off Salt.
go ahead.
Is it north?
Yeah,
Oh,
north there, northmost into the county.
Okay. In my district, I didn't know where it was at.
Stargrass, yes.
Okay. Anyone here to speak for?
Mr. Chairman, the county would like to see this road go away because it doesn't provide a benefit to the residents of the county. It's essentially a driveway. And of course, as you can see in the picture, the county-maintained road goes right to the very edge of the privately owned property. And so it clearly would benefit the county to get rid of that and make that belong to the landowner.
Okay. Anyone here to speak against? Okay.
And Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, this is the time when you guys usually determine what day you would like to go and visit the roads on the ground. And we do have to advertise for 72 hours, because it will be a public meeting. If you guys make a decision before 11 o'clock, Jessica can rush out and get it in Friday's newspaper, because there's no longer a Saturday newspaper. So if we get it nailed down and determined fairly quickly what day you're going to go, you guys can go as soon as Monday.
I would like to request Monday, but
I have a conflict on Monday because as the commission representative to the RC, the Economic Development, we have a meeting at 8:30 on Monday.
okay. Okay.
And did you have a conflict on Tuesday?
I do, but if I change it, I will.
I have a conflict on Tuesday.
And Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, it doesn't have to be next week, but typically it's as quickly as you guys can get there. Historically, it's been as quickly as you guys can get there.
And I can't on Wednesday, for sure. So,
What does Thursday or Friday look like for
And
everybody?
all 5 of us don't have to be there.
well, that's
Well,
true
that's
too.
true. That's absolutely true. The decision will actually be made in May, so this is a fact-finding tour, so.
About the only days I've got is really the 22nd or the 25th.
Which days?
For me, the 22nd or the 25th.
So Thursday is the 25th.
Thursday is the
Thursday's the 25th.
Thursday would work for me.
Thursday works for me.
Okay.
I'll make it work.
The 25th?
Yeah, well, I moved some stuff so I could be available the other 2 days. So I guess I'll switch it back.
Okay. Calder?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. The 25th.
Okay. And so Alex will make sure that we get that advertised in tomorrow morning's paper, and we'll be good to go.
What time? 8 a.m.?
It's a long drive, Alex,
Yes,
you
it's
tell
a-
us.
How long will it take us to drive down there, Michael?
And then
Best.
Cat Road is on the far north side of the county, so.
If we're viewing all three, we're gonna span from 8 a.m. till about 1:32-ish. 2:30 if we throw lunch in.
We always have.
Yeah, lunch is why you have them.
Yeah, exactly. Snacks and lunch. Rita, does that work with your snack schedule?
Okay.
Madam Commissioner, it's Passover. But Joe has stepped up to the plate and he will come to my house, pick up all the baked goods, and he will bring them. So it works for me, Joe, it works for you. Thank you.
Okay.
That's the most important.
That's what time do you think we need to leave?
Yes, sir, 8 a.m.
8 is
Okay.
okay. Okay. Thursday, the 25th at 8 a.m. Here. We'll meet here.
We'll leave from here. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners.
Okay. And everybody that has an interest in these roads need to probably be there. You said you wasn't, you didn't think you'd be able. Oh, Chuck will go.
We're gonna be out up in Santa Fe next week.
Okay.
We'll have Matthias and Erica. Maybe
Okay.
we can have a meeting with you, Michael, to get out there.
Okay.
And we'll have someone.
Okay. Thank you.
And we'd like to invite you back to the meeting in May when the decision's made as well. Thank you.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody. Agenda item number 2. Agreement A-24-007 between Chaves County and Eastern New Mexico University Roswell Project C-3PO.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman and Commissioners. Agenda item number 2 is Agreement A-24-007, which we are requesting approval between Chaves County and Eastern New Mexico University Roswell. We would like to support their project, which is C-3PO with ENMUR. This will help provide students and community members with technology and increase internet use. This is in the amount of $50,000, and it will be paid with American Rescue Plan Act money. Helen Wakefield and Dr. Powell are here also, if you have any questions about this project.
Dr. Powell, do you want to have some comments, please? Thank you, Annabelle.
Good morning, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners. Thank you for this opportunity to be here. We appreciate the collaboration with the county in this project. It's a federal grant we received a couple of years ago, and what we're doing is increasing broadband and Wi-Fi access, computer instruction, and computer access in Chaves County. So this funding will further those efforts. So we really appreciate the collaboration and partnership. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
What's it gonna do?
Ms. Wakefield, did you want to come up and talk a little bit about some of the past events you've had already, and I think some of the future ones you have?
Good morning, Chair and Commissioners. My name is Helen Wakefield. I'm the Director of Project C3PO, which actually stands for Creating Connected Communities to Provide Opportunities. One of our VPs now, Todd McKay, actually came up with the C3PO. Hence, we have to add project to it in order not to have a copyright infringement. So with that being said, the grant is a 3-pronged grant. The first part was access and awareness, where we actually went out and had a survey in English and Spanish that was provided to the community throughout Lake Arthur, Dexter, Hagerman. None in Midway weighed in, but maybe 2 or 3, and also Roswell, to ask whether or not you are interested in computer technology by way of equipment and or computer literacy training. We had about 700 surveys that came in. Most of them were hard copies. The next prong of the grant that was written, Project C3PO, is that of education and training. That particular aspect is where we took the information from the surveys to see what particular level of computer literacy training that the communities wanted. Level 1 being that of beginners. I don't know anything about computers, so introduction to computers. Level 2 would be basic, so Word 101, PowerPoint 101, and also Excel 101. And then level 3 would be that of advanced. The last prong was that of equipment and support. We have an extended hotline service that any of you all can call in Chaves County. We do have people outside of our county that call as well. And those particular 5 gentlemen, now down to 3, I mean, it happened to be 4 gentlemen and 1 lady, work from 8 a.m. until midnight, Monday through Friday, and on the weekends from noon until midnight, answering your technology calls. So some of our successes, our deliverable was that we would provide 114 hotspots, and those are the actual mobile devices with services, Verizon services, the broadband internet services. 114 of those would be deployed to students, community members, or small businesses within Chaves County within a 2-year period. I can say as of today, because at the time of the report, there were 734. At this point in time, there's 754 that have been deployed. So we're well over 500-something% over our deliverable. And still, I have people that see me as the hotspot lady. Even one lady in the assessor's office. So with that being said, the other prong was that we needed to provide education and training. Remember the survey? So part of those wanted level 1, 2, or 3. We've had 2 successful cohorts, one last year where there were 57 participants that enrolled in our level 1/2. All of them completed it, and they have certificates of completion that are provided to them. The second cohort of returning participants, there were 29 that started, and there were 18 that completed. They just completed it last week. And so those are now in level 2. And we had 2 persons that actually were in level 3. At this point in time, we have our deliverable is 960 participants we're supposed to touch. At this point in time, we have 854. So additional, and also I would like to say in the training, the level 1, 2, and 3 training, we provide laptops. We actually give the participants brand new laptops, either Dell or HP, as well as the Microsoft license that's provided to them is one in perpetuity, which I know you all know that, but somebody listening may not know. And that means that they do not have to each year pay that subscription fee that I have to pay, the $79 or whatever it is to keep their subscription active. So if there's any questions, I'm open and free.
Anyone have any questions? Thank you.
I'd like to thank you for your
Yes,
time.
ma'am. Thank you. Commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve Agreement 8-24-007 between the county and Eastern New Mexico University for Project C3PO.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Taylor for approval of Agreement A-24-007. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, agenda item number 3 is Resolution R-24-014, which would recognize the Chaves County Health Council as the official health planning body within Chaves County. This group has been providing these duties to Chaves County since 2015. Their board is made up of a diverse group of community experts, and they consistently provide county residents with the information needed to obtain assistance in finding appropriate health care in Chaves County. Quickly, I would like to point out that the main purpose that they requested that they be considered the official health planning body of Chaves County is it allows them to obtain funding to do the things that they do to assist people in need within our community that need different types of health care. Chaves County staff recommends approval, and I'd stand for any additional questions.
Thank you, Bill. Anyone have any questions for Bill? I'd entertain a motion.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of Resolution R-24-014, naming Chaves County Health Council as the official health planning body.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Taylor for approval of Resolution R-24-014. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Agenda item number 4.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. Yes, ma'am.
Morning, Chairman, Commissioners. Item number 4 is a request for approval to purchase a Type 5 apparatus for Midway Volunteer Fire Department. Midway is requesting approval to purchase a Skeeter Ford 550 Type 5 apparatus in the amount of $289,990.17 from Siddons Martin. This is approved off of a New Mexico state price agreement. The purchase has been budgeted as part of the Fire Excise Tax and Fire Distribution Fund. Fire Marshal has reviewed and approved the specifications and the quote that's been provided by Siddons Martin. The estimated delivery would be 25 to 26 months from the order date, and staff recommends approval.
Anyone have any questions? Mr. Fuller, did he take off?
I was just looking for him, and
Yeah.
I think he did. Got his proclamation. Fled.
Dean. Yeah, we have to leave.
I guess he said I can manage. No.
I'm sure.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve the purchase of a Type 5 apparatus for Midway Volunteer Fire Department.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Ezell for approval of the ITB-24-5 county.
Item 4. No.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Yep,
looking
I'm
for wrong.
sorry.
I'm sorry. I wrote it on the wrong line. Excuse me. The request approval for the purchase of Type 5 apparatus for Midway Volunteer Fire Department. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Sorry, Cindy.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, I'd like to quickly make a point on record. The fire chief at Midway Volunteer Fire Department is Tim Fuller. He does have a relative that works for Siddons Martin. However, they did not work together on that. The estimate and everything was provided by a different individual from Siddons Martin. But just wanted to be sure that we let everyone know that it's all above board and on the up and up. So,
Right, correct. And we do have a conflict disclosure on file for
Yes.
that, for the auditors.
Yes,
So,
thank you.
yes.
Thank you. Agenda item number 5.
Thank you. Item 5 is a award recommendation to award Constructors, Inc. for ITB 24-5 County Road 184 Brasher Road improvements. Chaves County solicited bids for ITB 24-5. A total of 4 bids were received on April 9th, and they are as follows. I'm going to try my best not to get tongue twisted. These are a lot of numbers. So first bid was JFQ Construction of Albuquerque, New Mexico for $1,508,487 without GRT. Second bid received was Abraham's Construction of Albuquerque, New Mexico for $2,218,005 without GRT. Third bid was J&H Services of Albuquerque, New Mexico for $1,907,335 without GRT. And then the fourth bid received was Constructors, Inc. of Carlsbad, New Mexico for $1,407,878 without GRT. The apparent low bidder was reviewed for responsiveness and compliance with bid requirements by Hewitt Zollers, which is the project engineer, and staff. Staff recommends approval of award to low bidder Constructors, Inc. of Carlsbad, New Mexico in the amount of the $1,407,878 with the GRT.
Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
What are the improvements going to be?
What was that?
What are they going to actually do to Brasher Road?
They're replacing the bridge. They're by the landfill.
Okay.
And about approximately close to 800 feet of roadway.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, again, I'd like to point out that this was one of the projects that we learned about from the public, and we immediately put it on our ICIP when we realized how dangerous the situation was on that bridge, and we aggressively pursued funding. And we got funding immediately. Unfortunately, it was vetoed by a former governor. And anyway, we continued to aggressively pursue it. We did get full funding for this project, and I just always like to point out this is the way government's supposed to work. People come to us with a problem. We do everything we can to resolve it, and this is a good success story thus far. The bridge isn't built yet, but everything up to this point looks great.
How long is the project gonna last, you think?
The project's been given 160 days.
I think maybe 180, around that
Maybe
range
180.
somewhere, yes.
So it'll
For
affect how they go to the
Landfill.
To the dump?
Yes, absolutely.
So you'll have to reroute all the traffic off.
Yes, the access actually can come in from the east side, so they won't, they'll kind of be separate there. There is a detour plan, traffic control in place, and the contractor will be working with all three parties, the DOT, City of Roswell, and Chaves County.
Okay.
Despite the fact that some of us live on the west side of it, Mr. Chairman, I move approval of ITB-24-5, County Road 184 being the Brasher Road Bridge replacement.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Ezell, second by Commissioner Dana for approval of ITB-24-5.
That's because I can come in on the east side.
Y'all don't call me when you're mad at each other. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you.
Approval of checks.
Mr. Chairman, I move approval of checks in the amount of $3,789,799.94.
Second, Mr. Chairman.
Motion by Commissioner Taylor, second by Commissioner Dana for approval of checks. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of reports.
Mr. Chairman, I move we approve reports.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Dana, second by Commissioner Taylor for approval of reports. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries. I'm going to ask Mr. Clements if he would come up and kind of give us a short overview. This is not part of our communications, but Mr. Clements has been good to come to our commission meetings and give us reports about what's going on and some of his thoughts.
Yeah, Marvin Clements, 6102 Kincaid. I've been coming here for a long time and complaining about things going on out there in my neighborhood. You guys came up with a demolition. We're going to start at one. Lee and Hobson, White House, burnt, whatever. County got it demoed. It's still sitting. Now people have drive along the edge of the street and just dump their garbage out. Now it's just accumulating more garbage. I'd like to see if we couldn't get that place demoed so maybe it don't look so bad so people won't keep dumping garbage out there. Well, that's one of them. Now, the people over at 302 Ryan, they drug a bunch of them cars that was over here close to this White House over there, and they're chopping them up still. They drug up another camp trailer and put on that property. So they got 3 camp trailers and a little old shack on that 302 Ryan. Okay? People living in them. Well, I thought we was going to come up with this nuisance ordinance, get it taken care of. Well, that isn't doing any good. I'm here to ask, look, what is being done about this nuisance ordinance? Is anything being done? The sheriff, they say they patrol out there. But people come out there and dump trash around my neighborhood, out there on the street, whatever. They go down the street a ways and dump trash along that road, Washington, that goes up to Sunset School. Dump it out there on that side. Nobody's getting caught doing this. I know the county sheriff can't patrol that place all the time, but something needs to be done. All these junk cars, dismantling cars, chopping them up, nothing's being done. Is there anything we can do about this? I asked Lewis, I'll ask the sheriff, when and if there is anything going to be done. Can they respond?
Well, I'll ask them to respond here in just a second.
How many junk cars does anybody need on their property? If they're going to have a collection of cars, at least put them behind the fence so that it's not an eyesore. We have homeless people living in mobile homes out there, not a block from my house. If you continually let people live however they want to, it just keeps it dragging more and more and more. And that's not good for the few of us that try to keep a decent place around there and don't have to put up with strange people walking the streets. There is 2 or 3 blocks just to the west of me that every street corner, whatever, is a big old oil slick where they drug these cars down the street, dumping oil, scratching the road up, dirt pulled across the street because they're pulling these cars from the vacant lots across the street. I don't think that's legal. Something needs to be done, and I don't know how to go about asking. I have asked and asked and asked. We have put up with this new rules, but nothing's been done. I was told here a month ago, we'll give them a citation, we'll give them 10 days to clean it up. If they don't clean it up, then we'll do the next step. I'm here to ask them, what is the next step?
Well, Mr. Clemens, let's let these guys talk.
Sure.
To answer your question, and we appreciate your
All right,
comments.
I'm going to sit down and let you guys talk, okay? Thank you.
Thank you. Mike, do you want to address any of this?
Yeah, I'll address them from right here. So one of the things that I can tell you is we are out there. We do respond to the complaints. We do make multiple arrests. We have arrested some of the homeless that he's talking about that are living in some of those trailers. The biggest problem is that trying to find the people who actually own the trailers to get them advised of criminal trespass is very difficult. Most people who own property live somewhere else, and they just don't check on that area. But going back to the cars, the dismantling and all that, I have guys out there that are making arrests, also making arrests once they do get out there, finding drugs, finding other things, and it's a constant thing. So we are involved. I know that Lewis is involved. It is just a process because, as you know, and the staff that are here from the jail will tell you, you can take somebody to jail. They just don't stay. They get back out and they go right back to where they're at because that's where they live. And it's a continuous, this is not a behavior, this is a livelihood. And this is what they continue to do over and over and over, and they're not afraid to go to jail. They're not afraid of fines. They're not afraid of any of that because they're not going to be there very long on a misdemeanor charge. So that's where our dilemma is that in that, the locations that he's talking about, these people there is no concern about going to jail. None.
So unless it becomes a monetary thing, maybe liens put on properties, maybe something like that, I don't know how else to get to them because we have no problems taking a person who's doing a crime to jail.
Mr. Clements, I'm gonna let Lewis talk here just a second.
Also, for the record, I do want you to know that my dad lives right next door to Mr. Clements. So it is very personal to me as well. So.
Thank you.
Chairman, Commissioners, good morning. 302 Ryan received their violation notice. We will visit them today for their citation for the owner. They do try to hide him, so we will go out there with our sheriff's department to find him. And we will do the normal routine that we follow, which is everyone gets ID'd and everyone gets checked for felonies or warrants. And we find Mr. Chips, who is the owner, and we will cite him. So he's usually there, he's usually in the neighborhood. We'll find him. Okay. So he is due for that today. The property at Hobson and Lee, along with the other properties that are in that area, we have utilized all of our funding for condemnation, thanks to the road department, and we are paying those off, all of those invoices. I have requested the funding for next year to address the remaining properties. I have given you an estimate of those 14 properties that we must address, including 2 more that we may ask, being Mr. Sims' property, who's the old junkyard on 2nd Street. We are currently cleaning up that area, one of the right-of-way roads that leads into the junkyard. So we're trying to get that done with Rudy's Towing as well. Also, to give you a brief update of what's going on at 5217 Devonian with Mr. Noriega. The Sheriff's Department and I visited that site 2 weeks ago. The only thing we saw as far as progress was the moving of vehicles from Hellam's property to the east back onto his property, for which he just stacked it onto the existing vehicles that were already out there. There is no progress. 2 months have passed and we see no progress. We will go out and revisit tomorrow. Again, with the Sheriff's Department, I do not wander out there without them. So when we visited the site, 4 to 6 individuals were on the site, all of them claiming to be employees. So we found that rather interesting.
Yeah, he didn't have a business.
Yes. And didn't he sign an agreement?
He did sign.
Did not have a business?
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Okay.
Don't go away, Lewis. On the, is it the Lee and Hobson where the house burned? And is that a local owner or an out of town owner or what?
She's a local owner, but she's elderly, and we're trying to figure who has power of attorney, which one of the daughters has power of attorney for her. Okay. And if that's possible at this time due to her health condition.
Anyone have any questions or comments?
Is it fair to say you have 14 to 16 properties in the hopper currently under
yes
cleanup? And has the policies that we talked about in the last couple of meetings, these are an exception to those? Those were already in
those properties were on the condemnation list. I'm in need of the funding to address those.
And that funding will begin when?
In the fiscal year of 24, 25. Next budget year.
The new budget.
Currently, he will have that in his budget request for next year's budget. He's expended this year's budgeted amount for tearing down properties or cleaning up properties, and he's requesting enough to cover those 14 next year.
So we're still several months out from an action?
Yes.
Yes.
And then cleanup is usually in January, sorry. December, January.
Short of a budget adjustment. His current budget is expended, so it would require a budget adjustment to get the funds prior to next budget year.
Louis, on the Noriega property, obviously, he's not proceeding very well in the 6 months that we've given him. At the end of 6 months, if there's no progress, are we going to be able to condemn it and get him out of there? Or proceed with something on that?
We've already condemned it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chairman, Commissioners, yes, we have condemned it. We will have to address it in every possible means to get him into compliance.
Has he ever submitted a plan for cleaning up the property?
No, he's just asked for clarification and definitions from staff.
Stan, do you have any comments on any of this?
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, not really. Mr. Noriega knows he's got his 6 months. He's signed the contract. And at the end of that 6 months, we'll pursue our remedies under the contract and the condemnation.
Okay. Are we at the 6 months yet?
No.
No, I think it goes
A
August.
couple of months into it.
Okay.
Right. And we're still pushing him to, get some stuff done. But I think, is that your first time to go out there?
That is our second time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's agreed to all of that we have the ability to go on his property and look and stuff, so. But, yeah, we realize come August, we'll have to probably make some decisions.
Okay. Okay, thank y'all. What?
Can I talk for 1 second?
Okay.
I appreciate what Lewis said. He's gonna go out there, that's what I wanna hear. Now, that property up there on Lee, we gotta wait 3 more months? Look how much more junk is gonna be hauled up there by the crazy neighbors, whoever they are, throwing stuff out there on the street. What are we gonna do about that?
It's sounds like we gotta wait for some funding. So
Well,
that's,
I'm on the city's calling list. Right out there on Hobson, all that property right there from that fence line all the way back to the city belongs to the city. That's a city right of way. 209 Hobson belongs to Brakeman. He's got all them junk cars out there. Well, it's the same old deal. City goes down there and tells them, puts a tag on the windows, and they don't move the cars. I keep hassling them, and we send them a letter. Well, nobody gets a letter. So I'm on the city about Hobson Street. I just hope we can do something about that other stuff. People out there on the city property haul the stuff across the street, go out there in them vacant lots to the west of me, pull out there in that vacant lot and just dump their trash. Somebody has to clean it up. That poor landowner, why should he have to clean it up? They come down there and mowed down Washington the other day. Guess what? You think they picked it up? Nope. They just mowed right over the top of it. So,
Mr. Clements, we appreciate your concern. We appreciate you coming.
I appreciate Lewis doing something. I hope Mike can hammer a little more.
Okay. We're gonna move on. Thank you.
We're all aboard.
Okay, now we're gonna move on to unscheduled communications limited to 3 minutes per visitor, not to exceed 15 minutes. No formal action will be taken. Rita, you got anything to say? No. What? Somebody might need to call 911. I don't know. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Make sure everyone knows what's going on out there. I'm sorry you just got me today. My
No,
other two
perfect.
companions are trying to deal with our MAP program, which understand about that, so they're trying to work on some issues with that. But I just want to briefly mention that Correctional Officer Week is coming May 6th through the 10th. And in years past, we've done just like a one meal thing for our correctional officers. I've been there 13 years. We've never done anything like Mr. Briscoe and John Crocker are trying to do now. We've got stuff donated to where we're going to do something for our correctional officers every day for the whole week, including something at the convention center on May 9th from 11 to 2, where it'll be like a family type of deal, people donating stuff and that kind of stuff. So keep an ear out for that. If you're around, stop by, please, sometime during that week. Thank our correctional officers during that time frame. Okay. The other thing that I did about 6 months ago, Commissioner Perry, I kind of put my foot in my mouth and told you that we'd be fully staffed within under 6 months. And I'm safe to say that I have 2 in the HR process, 1 scheduled to start, leave me with only 8 openings, which is the best staff we've had in the entire time I've been there.
Well, I appreciate you towing the line on that and getting that to that point.
I said fully staffed, but I said pretty close. So this is probably as close as we're going to get for a little bit. But 8 openings is all we have, and our staffing is staying and sticking around. So we're definitely doing a lot better than we have. And that's all I really have. Any
Thank you.
questions for the jail?
I do just, the legislation passed where we can go ahead and have those in law enforcement and correctional come back to work. Do you think that's going to help at all?
It all just depends on who wants to come back.
Okay, I know there was some stipulations, yeah.
The majority of the staff that I have is brand new, young people, that kind of stuff, trying to get into starting careers and that kind of stuff. People that have already done it don't really want to come back and deal with the stuff that we have to deal with a lot of the time.
Glad you said that, because that was very interesting. It was a huge push, and that's one of the issues that we brought up at New Mexico County is do they really want to come back? So.
Yeah, I don't, a lot
This,
of them don't.
this is Sheriff Harrington. I will say this, they probably don't want to go back to the jail, but they're ready to come back to me.
Well, thanks.
So,
No,
yeah,
just
so
kidding.
I think that the job that they are doing out there is phenomenal. They are doing a job that you just do not want to do.
Right.
It is the hardest job, in my opinion, to go and be locked up and get released on work release or home release to come back to jail the next day. And so that is the real part of that. Plus, you're dealing with a judicial system that is now keeping convicted personnel who are standing for other charges in a jail, and they're not very nice to the guards. We just had it here just this week, where you had another guard that punched in the face. You know, it's a constant thing. There's no respect, there's no, it is a job that I'm so thankful for those that are out there doing it. I'm thankful for him, but it is hard to get people to stay once they start.
Yeah, we've had a total of 10 officers that have gotten punched or involved in some kind of work-related accident with the county over the past 2 months. It's been 10 staff that have been injured in some way or another. It's just a constant battle with this stuff. But the staff that we have now, they're sticking around, are people that have been able to come in and maintain it and understand. I think really our push with us at the first part of the door between me, Lieutenant Hernandez, and our training and that kind of stuff, and the kind of getting them in the door is helping tremendously over the past 6 months.
Good, good. It's good to hear the training is up.
Yes.
And we have a special session coming July 18th, so we'll see what is dealt with crime-wise. I'm not holding my breath, but
Any questions for me?
we'll see. Thank you very much. Please tell everybody thank
Thank
you
you.
very much.
Are they being prosecuted for
The people that are, yes, they do, but they don't care. It's an extra 6 months on their time. Is usually is what it is. They don't care. We had, like I said, 2 that just happened, and a lot of it's just, them trying to do their own thing, basically. A lot of them are people going to prison and that kind of stuff, which we work with Harrington on getting our people that we need out and gone on that kind of stuff. But a lot of it deals with the courts and waiting. We have people that need to go to prison, but it's our hands are tied.
And that's going to the state prison? Okay,
Yes.
so how many do you think we have that are waiting?
That are waiting.
Quite a few.
We just did a run 2 weeks ago or something like that. So we have 10 or less or more.
Okay.
But we're waiting on paperwork. It's a
State.
court thing. but we always end up once a month. We try to do one
Okay.
every 2 weeks if we can, depending on how many we have ready to go. We get them out as quickly as we can.
Good, good, thank you.
So, but it's the kids that, the kids will be kids, and they're adults, but
Yes,
they're kids, they're acting like kids, so.
exactly.
But thankfully, we have our staff there. We have fully staffed all the time now, overstaffed. I mean, I've more staff makes more problems for me in a sense. I have other worries, as it were, because I have more staff. We're not having the same problems we did before, so now we have to worry about other things instead of the things we had 6-7 months ago. So we got the staff to respond.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners,
Yes.
I really want to commend them for the training that they're providing to the new people. Like Mr. McLean has said, there's an ebb and flow. You hire people, and some of them don't want to be there. They don't make the cut. There's a variety of reasons why we still haven't quite filled up. But I mean, we've had hiring. We've been doing a good job. But the ones they're getting, it's more quality over quantity at this point. Before, any warm body that was willing to come in and take a shot, they might only last a day, might only last a shift or half of a shift in a couple of instances. But now, because of the training and the things that they're providing at the jail, I really have to hand it to them that we have good quality staff at the jail, and I think the vast majority of them are there for the long haul, not just for a short term till they find something better.
Yeah, and exactly. I mean, that's probably what a little bit of it slowing down. I'm at a point to where I get applications. I'm calling people at my house at 8 o'clock at night, trying to set up interviews as soon as we get them. So, I mean, it's not a standstill in trying to get it. It's getting that good quality people for the last few spots that we have to make sure we're not just filling a chair. We want to make sure we're having the most quality that we can. But in that first 3 weeks, I mean, we're doing all the training, defensive tactics. I got a class scheduled tomorrow, and they get everything that they need before they hit the floor, is our plan. And we're going to just get more and more and more as we go on.
Good, thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Anyone else want to speak? Yes, sir.
I just couldn't let it go with Rita not doing it.
Okay. Please state your name and your address.
My name is Neil Rowe, and that is truly Rita Dorhofer. And again, for us to be in the same room and neither of us talk probably will never happen again. But two things. About a year ago, so you probably won't remember, and that's okay, but I did report to you that things were going on with the city to let the local restaurants get back into the Civic Center. I don't know if you recall that, but I did catch you up on what was going on, and it might work. Well, what ended up happening is when the election for city councilors came up, 5 of them had to run, and 1 was unopposed. Well, the other 4 out of 4 lost, along with the mayor. So 5 people disappeared. And I thought, well, this might send a message to people that are still sitting on the city council. But I think it's improved, and through the new administration over there, we've been back since July, so we're going on a year now, where all of us have an opportunity to be back with the Civic Center, which, is quite huge, because if you're not going to be in the Civic Center, which we chose not to be back in the old days, you were done if anything was over 300, because there's no other places. So, and we're still with people like the fairgrounds. We were there this past weekend, and a couple of the museums and a couple other venues, but you're talking 100 to 300. So when the 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, 800 come along, you're out. And they're a challenge to do, but they're obviously lucrative. So I just wanted to catch up on that, since I did tell you what was going on almost a year ago. So we're back there. The other thing, going back to United Continental, is that I just was curious how you would react that during the road hearings, the words Buena Vida did not come up.
We noticed.
We noticed.
I figured I'd at least get a call from Joe to ask me if I'm okay,
Yes.
because we don't see your name. But anyway, we're giving you guys a break, and ourselves. Plus, we have to get a little ahead on bringing these roads up, to status to maintain, and we don't have really enough time if we don't use a year off to kind of build roads. It's not like we do that Monday through Friday. So that's all I have. And thank you for listening.
Thank you. We might veer out there
Yeah, I
to
was
the
ready
road.
to say, we might
kinda
just
just
go.
because, you know.
Yeah.
have
Yeah,
it.
you might come up with
Just
a
out of-
mistake, you know?
Out of tradition.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Any questions?
Anyone have any questions for you?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Mr.
You're
Chairman,
welcome.
Commissioners, we're always wondering where we're going to have lunch on road viewing day, and we're going north to south. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Maybe
There you go.
we have a choice.
Yeah.
Subliminal. Okay. Anyone else? Okay. Bill, you're up.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you for everything you do for us. We really appreciate it. We have great staff here. Everybody's working well. Everybody's working hard at preparing their budgets, getting ready to present that officially to you. Chip seal season is upon us. It's coming up very soon as the weather warms up and the wind quits blowing and it doesn't snow for a weekend or two. I think Joe's working on a couple cattle guards up on the east side of the county. We're looking forward to going down and looking at Sargent Canyon. We just have a lot going on throughout the county and really appreciate all the hard work that everyone does. We had one additional proclamation I wanted to bring up. I thought it was a great thing to proclaim Jim Gilweek, been a friend of mine for many years, and we'll certainly miss him and what he added to our community. But we also provided a proclamation to Monty Baker at the Fire Board meeting on Monday. Commissioner Perry presented that to him. April 15th was Monty Baker Day. He has spent 50 years at the East Grand Plains Fire Department. He's held every role that's possible there. He is really the driving force behind the replacement schedule that we have for equipment. We talked about replacing an engine today, and a lot of that has to do with all the hard work that Monty Baker has provided over 50 years to our community. So just wanted to say that. That's all I've got. Thank you again, and we look forward to our road trip on April the 24th.
25th.
Well, I'm glad I mentioned that then.
You can go 24th. We won't be there.
Okay, I have it corrected.
No snacks for
Thank
you.
Commissioner Perry.
Just two quick things. As he mentioned, I did go to the fire board meeting, and it was a pleasure to be a part of that. It was also nice to be in that circle and really realize how very important the volunteer fire system is to especially the rural community, and to be dependent on that in those communities and see the guys with such vigor and happiness show up to get a 5-year pin was really, really refreshing. And I've been to a lot of those ceremonies. It was funny that I was the politician there that showed up and was usually, I usually laughed at those guys when I was getting awards, and now I'm like, hey. So it was nice to be a part of it regardless. The other thing I'd like to add is, our early voting starts May 7th, so do your due diligence, do your research, study your candidates, get involved a little bit, ask some questions, and let's get out there and everybody vote.
Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Perry. Commissioner Taylor.
Mr. Chairman, I'd just like to thank Annabelle and her staff for getting the information ready for us to start on the budget. They've been working on it probably for a couple of months, and now as commissioners, we get to start on it, and we're going to be spending the next month on it. But Annabelle and her staff do a great job in getting things ready for us as commissioners to work on the budget. Thank you, Annabelle.
Thank you, Commissioner Taylor. Commissioner Dana.
Just want to thank our staff. We have an amazing staff that works very hard, and yes, it is budget season, and so everybody is mindful of that and take in consideration needs, and hopefully needs over wants, and we always do. We do an amazing job here, but thank you to everybody. Appreciate it. Thank you, Ms. Rita, for the snacks for Thursday. Thank you, Neil. We just might have to come drive around just to see what y'all are doing. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Commissioner Ezell.
Endorse everything that's been said. Annabelle, is it okay for Commissioner Taylor and me to be gone on the 25th? Okay. Again, as I told you yesterday, great job in getting things ready for the presentations we got from the staff yesterday. Everybody's done a great job. We're looking forward to the other presentations. It really is the time for the heavy lifting that nobody really sees or notices, but I just want everybody to know how much I appreciate the work that goes into the budget process. And that's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Ezell. Once again, thank everybody for being here. Thank you for all the hard work and accomplishments we get done, and hopefully we get a rain Saturday. Might be a while before we get one.
I guess
So
I'll go wash my car.
we're going to adjourn to sign documents.
One more thing, Mr. Chairman. Andrew, if you want any of your new toys, you have to make this work. My keyboard is not doing anything. Thank you.
All right.
Okay.
We might need some new equipment.
Put some WD-40 on that puppy.
Yeah. Get a hammer.
Good night.